There, welcome back. So, what is Agri Sarthi? Agri Sarthi is an AI-powered guidance for every farmer in India, and it is going to bridge the digital divide in agriculture. So, moving forward, what are the real problems that our farmers are right now facing? First of all, they get very generic advice or delayed or inaccurate data or advice in their system. Secondly, language barrier. Most of the data is either in Hindi or mostly in English or regional languages. Even if there is some good text in different regions, we cannot access them. Then after that, we have internet dependency. A lot of the data is on the internet, not on some non-internet based system, so that the farmer that are going to use that can access it. Lastly, the decision making suffers because of this information gap that we see over here. Moving forward, these are the data. It is a 400 billion industry ready for AI revolution. 150 million plus farmers in India are there, and more than that, 70% of them use feature phone. That's a really like a big number. And right now, government is pushing for digital support in agriculture as well. So how are we going to integrate those two verticals? So here we propose Agri Sarthi, an information equality for each farmer, and there are going to be no barriers, no delays, and no bias in the data. Moving forward, what is Agri Sarthi? Agri Sarthi is a three-prong approach. One is for web, voice, and WhatsApp. So why are we talking about three-prong approach? Because web access is for farmers those who have internet access or have some understanding of how to use internet as such. Voice access is for the farmers those who have no internet access. They can call a number and they can get that information or ask the questions that they have. And everything is going to an Agentic AI system. There is no human in the loop as such right now, but if you want, we can add it in the future. WhatsApp what? Because I think WhatsApp is a very big application that has penetrated the rural system a lot, and everyone, mostly a lot of people have started using WhatsApp. That is their first app that they install in their phone, and it is going to be a really great tool to use within WhatsApp itself. Moving forward, these are the three UI interfaces that you can see. We have created all these things working systems. One is the web application. This is a sleek web application. They can ask the question in. This is a simple chatbot. They can register the number in their phone and they can ask the question to them. And lastly, there is the voice agent that we have talked about. They can call this number and they can get the information. Moving forward, what is the value proposition of our application? First of all, this is AI-driven accuracy. There are multiple specialized agents working together to get us the best data. Firstly, obviously, multilingual inclusivity supports more than 11 plus Indian languages with text-to-speech and speech-to-text functionality. Lastly, offline-friendly design. Voice calls are there. Anyone can pick their feature phone, even call that number, and then get the information they want in minutes. Moving forward, let's go into the architecture diagram in detail and understand how this works. So here is the three-prong approach layer or the user interfaces layer, where we have the web application, then the WhatsApp chatbot, and then the voice system. First of all, let's say the WhatsApp chatbot. Let's start with the WhatsApp chatbot. For WhatsApp chatbot system, we have created a WPP connect gateway. WPP is a system where we can register a number through which we can connect a backend, and then we can create a number into a full-fledged system. Whatever we want, we can create a bot. Let's say. So here we have to use that gateway to connect to our whole backend system, and then we can send text message, voice message, and also low bandwidth friendly. Obviously, in rural areas, as I talked about, we have voice access system by Twilio. So Twilio supports numbers, and then we can connect it into a backend, and we can call that number, and then all the system works through it. As we know, voice agents are becoming very normal today in today's day and age. We can create those voice agents as such. Lastly, the simple web access, simple as hell, because we can send our message, then get the response from it. How does it work? So first of all, we have the API gateway, which is going to route it to whatever path it is going. Let's say we have WhatsApp, webhooks over here, we have the chat endpoint, and lastly we have the voice endpoints for voice-related interactions. So for the processing pipeline, first of all, we are detecting the language, and if let's say there is different language they're talking, we're going to translate it to the different languages using Sarvam. So we have the transcribers over here, and we are also using two types of transcriber for better functionality. We have both OpenAI's Whisper transcriber for TTS transcription and Sarvam for TTS and speech to text as well for text to speech and speech to text. And coming to lastly the message handlers, we are going to send the message through the pipelines. So mostly this is the main heart of the system. We are not just creating a simple agentic flow here, neither we are creating something very complex. It is a midpoint of the whole thing, and it is not some wrapper around an API itself. It is a fully orchestrated system. So here also we have integrated LangSmith. LangSmith is a part of LangChain, where we get functionality to see how the system works. If anything fails, we're going to orchestrate the whole system and understand it. Let's first understand what are the agents in here. We have the supervisor agent over here. It is going to route what, let's say there is a prompt that comes, and then it is going to route the respective specialized agents. So there are three specialized agents here. One is soil and crop advisor agent. Let's say somebody asks about what type of crop I should do in, let's say, XY district. We are going to retrieve the data about the XY district from the dataset that we have created, and then it is going to retrieve it through the Facebook AI similarity search or FAISS, and there is the embedding data. We are going to retrieve it, and we are going to put it in our knowledge base of our LLM, and then it is going to create an answer for it. Let's say another scenario is market analyst agent. It is going to see the mandi prices. First of all, we're going to scrape the like the main website, the agri market website of India, and then we're going to get the data of it. Then we're going to send trends and forecast about it as well, understand the market prices, and also we have some search tools into it so that we can get real-time data. Financial advisor agent is going to give the information about, let's say there's some new financial plan that has been or scheme that has been introduced. Lastly, we have the final answer agent. We are going to summarize the answer and then give it back to the user again, and then we are going to translate it whatever language they have asked in, and then also streaming the audio in whatever language they have asked in. What powers this system is Groq, because Groq has a really low price and high speed infrastructure. It is a LLM infrastructure or hosting a site where they have hosted a lot of models. In this project, we have used Llama because it is a really versatile model for agentic systems, and also we have used Sarvam for TTS, like speech to text, text to speech, and also translation, and Whisper for text to speech as well, and speech to text. So as we saw, there are tools as well. In tools, we have used Open Weather API for getting weather forecasting data that is going to go into our system, and we have a system prompt, a very robust system prompt. It is going to understand it and then work upon it. It is we are not using only one data point; we are using 3 to 4 data points into one system. We are going to go through the data, and then we are going to give a really good answer to it. And after that, obviously NDMA or the National Disaster Management Alert website, we are scraping that. We are getting the data from the website directly about a district or a place or a state, and we are going to put the data into our system. Lastly, we have two search APIs so that we can understand or correct the data that we are scraping is correct or not, and we are also putting these two together, and then we are getting the data as well. And we are also scraping other websites like Agri Market and other government scheme websites and getting the data directly from there. These are the scraping tools that we have created, and that is going to scrape it into our system and get the LLM our knowledge base. Coming to how we are calling system, I know this is really interesting how we are giving the offline calling system. So we have created a number using Twilio, and using Twilio's webhook, we are using, as our backend is in local system, I'm using Groq to forward any type of webhook message or the media that is going through the tunnel through this tunnel, and then we are sending it back to the system, and then also the call, let's say they speak something, we're sending it through this tunnel back to Twilio, and then that is going to play over there. And after that, what they say is going to come back again, and whole agentic system goes through whole this pipeline, and after that again they return back, and then we are going to give the answer back to the user. So whole system works like this. This is the complete architecture or the back end of our system. Now let's go to the agentic flow of our system again to understand how it works, because our LangGraph agentic system, first of all, we have a supervisor agent, is going to route it to the respective agent that is going to use that, and then after that they are going to use the specific tools they need, and then they are going to give the final answer, and then after that it ends. This is the orchestration layer of the agentic flow. Then coming to the tangible benefits, obviously 20-30% high yield will be achieved because of this. Reduce post-harvest losses and saving money, better market timing, maximizing profit, and informed decision making, and planning the crop. These are really important tangible benefits of ours. Moving forward, we are thinking of integrating crop disease image detection and also predictive yield forecasting and IoT sensor integration into our system, so that it becomes even more robust, more information sensitive, and the data point increase for our LLM agentic AI system. Moving forward, how does the whole system work or the incentive work? So right now we are thinking of a system in which the government is going to fund the whole process, in which we are going to give it to the farmers for free. Then the data that we are collecting from it, we are going to give the data point to, let's say, some research labs or the businesses that need these data. We are going to capitalize on data, and then we are going to give more information and more impact to our farmers. This is the whole system that we have thought of. Moving forward, I want to say that the future of agriculture is not in the hands of a few, but in the minds of many who have the knowledge to farm better. Norman Borlaug. So I want to end this whole thing with this quote, because I think this hackathon has played a role in this, and to help farmers in a way to think through what we can help in this whole process, and help the whole system. Thank you, Capital One, for organizing this hackathon, and this is my submission for this hackathon. This is Team Bhairav, and I'm Himanshu. Now let's go and see the demo video of all the three-prong approach and how they work in live system.
नमस्ते, अग्रि सारथी में आपका स्वागत है। खेती के लिए आपका नया साथी।
So welcome to Agri Sarthi. This is a web version of our application. It's pretty sleek. And now let's go over our system. Let's help our farmers. So obviously there can be a lot of questions. So we have some questions that they may ask. For example, what is the current price of wheat in Punjab? Let's user wants to know, and then ask this question. We got an output over here. The market data, we're just doing that kilos, and then we have a listen this.
Based on current market data, wheat in Punjab is trading at 1,800 rupees per quintal, 18 rupees per kg. And
So let's say we want to understand the same thing in Punjabi. Either we can translate it back to Punjabi over here, or else they can read it, or also they can listen to it.
ताजा बाजार जानकारी अनुसार पंजाब को 1,800 रुपए प्रति क्विंटल, 18 रुपए प्रति किलोग्राम में बेची जा रही है.
So you saw there's a pretty multi thing, and like we can translate it and everything. And this is Agri Sarthi. Any type of questions depending on whatever you want to ask. If you can ask anything, let's say for example, are there any natural disasters? According to disaster alert, there is a flooding warning issued in parallel with the race. So this is literally we are creating it from the website of Sarvam, and we are putting it over here. So this is literal live information and everything that got, let's say, how much to go, and they will not want to get into trouble, so they can find every data in their hands on. So this is also integrated in all three of our systems that I talked about earlier. So everything is possible. That's it. So let's wrap up our video. Thank you and keep it. This is the Agri Sarthi project that we are working on. So currently, as we have talked in our meeting as well, that we have three-prong approach. One is from call by calling, one is through WhatsApp, and one is through web access. So WhatsApp is the middle, most of the people are using WhatsApp as well, and calling is for very low access agents, and web access for web internet and everything is very. So now let's say we are going to ask what is the current price of potato in Lucknow Mandi rate. So let me start my integration first. I ran my system and it is completely active in the backend. Now let's say we are going to send this message. Okay, 1 2 1 3. Send a message. Respond to the user, and then send okay. So thank you for reaching out to me with the price according to the latest data. So this is the latest data, and we can also double check it if you want to go to the rate it is. In 9%, you can find the basic price, and we have also integrated what crop is best to be done in Rajasthan. Rajasthan is so we have a pretty good thing about from prices to everything. Detailed importance. This is about everything about that we talked about. Thank you for tuning in and love this.
Welcome to Agri Sarthi. Please ask your question after the tone. कृषि सारथी में आपका स्वागत है. कृपया बीच के बाद अपना प्रश्न पूछें.
लखनऊ मंडी में आज आलू का भाव क्या है?
आज 0 1 2025 लखनऊ मंडी में देशी आलू का भाव 1,130 रुपये से 1,230 रुपये प्रति क्विंटल के बीच है.
प्रयागराज उत्तर प्रदेश में क्या कोई प्राकृतिक आपदा की चेतावनी दी गई है?
राष्ट्रीय आपदा प्रबंधन प्राधिकरण एनडीएमए के अनुसार प्रयागराज उत्तर प्रदेश के लिए फिलहाल कोई लाइव चेतावनी नहीं है.
थैंक यू.